It's the 8th day of December. Have you given up reading already? It's all right if you did. We're going over it anyways. Today we're studying Luke 8. So a lot happened in this chapter. It talked about women that followed Jesus, Jesus calming the storm with the disciples on the boat. It talks about Jesus healing in response to faith, the woman touching him and his garment, raising Jairus' daughter from the dead. When he tells a little girl to get up out the bed because she's just sleeping. It's about being that we don't cover the lamp and the truth surely comes to light. And it talks about Jesus' real family, how he was like, my family are those who are getting into the kingdom. But the part I'm going to focus on today is the parable of the scattered seed. Jesus would often speak in parables because it was like the people wasn't getting it. And he needed to really bring it home for them with a visual representation of what he was talking about. He said there once was a farmer that went to scatter seed. As he went to scatter it, some fell on the footpath and the birds ate it. Other seed that was spread fell amongst rocks and it began to grow, but the plant soon died due to lack of moisture. Other seed fell amongst thorns that grew up, but it choked out the living and thriving plants that were there. Some fell on fertile soil and the seed grew and produced 100 times as much as was planted. And Jesus said, anyone with ears to hear should listen and understand. And the disciples was like, well, I must ain't got ears because I definitely do not understand. He says, y'all are allowed to know the secrets of heaven, but I speak in parables so that the scriptures might be fulfilled. He said, when they look, they won't really see. And when they hear, they won't understand. This is what the parable means. When the seed falls on the footpath, it represents those who hear the message only to have the devil come and take it away from their hearts and prevent them from believing and being saved. The next is the rocky path. These people receive it with joy, right? They receive the word with joy. But because it's not deep rooted in their hearts, as soon as temptation comes, they forget about it. And there's the seed that falls amongst the thorns. This represents those who hear the message, but the message is crowded out by the cares, riches, and pleasures of life. And so the seed never gets a chance to even mature. And the seeds that fell on good soil represent those who honest, good-hearted people that hear the word and cling to it and patiently wait for it to produce a harvest. Jesus was referring to different type of people in the kingdom of God. I believe he was trying to get not only the disciples but the Pharisees to see where their hearts were, because I think a lot of times when we hear this word, we think we're the fertile ground. But if we really do a self-evaluation, we recognize that we aren't as fertile soil as we think. Imagine wanting to follow Christ, wanting to follow Jesus, but the word doesn't even have a chance to penetrate your heart before the enemy is already planting doubt in it. Imagine desiring to follow Christ, but you don't even know how to set deep roots. So the minute temptation comes, you don't know how to fight it. And so you lose it. You don't know how to fight it, so you succumb to sin. Those who the word falls on rocky soil are those who flirt with sin. A lot of us are the seed that fall on the thorns. We're so interested in self-gratification and self-satisfaction that we lose sight of what we are truly supposed to be doing, and that is following and exuding the love of Christ, building his kingdom, not ours. And we all should be desiring to be the fertile soil who takes in the word and patiently awaits for the harvest to produce. Many of us fall amongst the thorns. The generations are filled with self-satisfaction, self-gratification, and just like pleasure of self. And that was never the blueprint God had for us. It was all about relationship with him, pushing his agenda, and then following the blueprint of Christ. But the awesome thing about planting is you can always uproot, till the soil, and replant to bring forth the plentiful harvest God has for you. You just have to be patient enough to produce the harvest. Love you, bye.